Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Creative Hands by She. So in today's tutorial, I will be showing you how to make a cardigan. And with this cardigan, I will be using the granny square as well. I did do a tutorial on how to make the square, so I will link that video next to this one so you can follow along. Guys, if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you will love this tutorial and you'll be able to make one of your own and other tutorials on my channel. To my regular viewers and subscribers, thank you so much for always being here, guys. So you will need a 6.0 millimeter crochet hook, your scissors, a darning needle, and also a measuring tape. So let's jump in the video. So guys, I went ahead and I made one side of the cardigan. So this cardigan is quite easy to follow the instruction, as one side of the cardigan is made into one. So the sleeve and the back and front panel is made into one. So I'm just gonna open what the sleeve looked like. So I start off from the ribbon here and then work all the way up. Once I get the length of what I want the sleeve to be, then I start to make the front and the back panel. So the front and the back panel is made into one. So you won't have so much to join together, as the only thing that you'll be joining is the center back, which the squares is what that's for. So we will be joining them into this part here. So where we have this textured part here, this is where we're gonna join this part. So I will be showing you step by step how to make it, and I will link the video for the squares to this one so you can make the squares, and then you can start on the cardigan. So you will need a total of 6 squares, so 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 for the center back, and you will need 2 more for the pockets. So I'm just going to lay this aside for now so you can see one panel and the other here. And this is the yarn that I use. You can use any yarn of your choice. It's acrylic yarn, and I got this from Walmart, and the name is Mainstay. It has 798 yards on the skein, and it's a size 4 acrylic yarn. So to begin, we will start with black actually. So I am using this loops and thread black, and for the ribbon I use a size 5 hook. So what you can do is depending on how the width of your arm here, depending on how many rows that you will make. So once you make the amount of rows that fits your arm, then we will start work on the body of the sleeve. So for the first one that I did a total of 15 rows of half double crochets. So I will go ahead and make our chains. Let me just check back to see how many chains that I did on this one. I totally forgot. So that's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So I chained a total of 15. So that's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 and 15. So now that I have my 15 here, we are now going to skip one, yarn over, and into the second chain there we are going to make a half double crochet, and you're going to make half double crochet in all the chains here until you get to the end. You should have a total of 14 half double crochets. So I'm going to continue doing that, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I'm just going to chain one, turn, and we're going to work into the back loops here on this side. So you're going to yarn over, go into the back loop only, and you're going to make a half double crochet, and you're going to continue making half double crochets until you get to your desired width. So for me, I did 15 rows, and that is where I am going to stop. So make sure when you're making your rows, you finish off on this side, because we will be working, I will show you afterwards. So just continue doing this, and I will see you once I'm at my 15 row. So guys, now I've come to my last stitch here, and I have a total of 15 rows. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and this one makes 15. So I finish off where my tail end is. That's where I want my tail end to be, and not here, because this part is going to be down here on my wrist like this. So now what you're going to do is you are going to chain 1, and into each and every row you will be putting 2 half double crochets. So right at the extreme top there, you're going to place 2 half double crochets, and try to do it so close where it doesn't show like a hole in your work. So there, you can see it just a little bit, but not so much. So I'm going to continue doing that all the way until I get to the end, and then I will meet you back there. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I have my last stitch here remaining, but before I finish off this stitch, I am going to join my new color, and I already went ahead and fastened off. So I have a total of 30 stitches because we did the extra stitches in each row. So I'm just going to give it a tie. And then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to change my hook and then turn. So we are going to place 1 half double crochet in each stitches, and we are going to do that for 5 rows. So once you get to the end of this row, you will chain 1 and start another row of half double crochets. So I'm just going to continue doing this, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end. I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And as I stated, we're doing 5 rows of just 1 half double crochet in each stitch. Once we get to the end of our 5 row, then I will meet back with you, and I'll show you what to do next. So just continue to do this. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 5, and now I'm going to chain 1 and turn. So now what we're going to do is we are going to place 2 half double crochet into each end. So the first stitch here and the last stitch will be 2 half double crochet, and into each, 2 half double crochet. So I am just going to continue to do that. So making 1 and 2, and then in the next stitch just 1 half double crochet. And you're going to continue doing that all the way until you get to the end, and you will place 2 half double crochet in the last stitch. So I'm going to continue doing that, and I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I place my 2 half double crochet in that last stitch. Now you're going to chain 1. So that's the end of row 6. So row 7 and 8, you're just going to place 1 half double crochet into each stitches. So row 9 will be an increased row. So this is how you're going to alternate until you get to the desired length of the sleeve. So you can measure on yourself to see how long you want your sleeve to be, whether you want it to be 18 inches in length or 20 inches in length. So I did a total of 44 rows, alternating in between 2 rows. So remember, we're going to have 2 rows of non-increase and then 1 row of increase. So you're going to repeat that. So I'll put it on the screen so you can follow along. So 2 rows of non-increase, and then 1 row of increase, and then repeat that all the way until you get to the end of your sleeve. So if you are doing the same exact thing that I am doing, you can go ahead and do the same amount, 44 rows as I have. So you can either go less or the same amount. So I am just going to continue to do this, and I'll see you at the end of making my sleeve. So guys, now I have come to the end of making my sleeve. This is what it looks like. And for my last row, I just went ahead and add 1 more row of our non-increase row, which I technically now have 3 rows of non-increase row here. So I didn't increase at the last row. So you can do that as well. You don't increase on your last row if you finish off with just the 2 rows of non-increase. So now we are going to work on the body of the sweater. I am just going to do the measurement so you can see how long my sleeve is. So you can see it there. It is measuring 19.5 inches in length. So once we start to work on the body of the sweater, sorry, of this cardigan, I'm not sure why I'm saying sweater, but once you start working on the body, it will start to add more rows onto the sleeve here. So you can measure your sleeve as you go along. When you're making your sleeve, measure it on your arm. Everybody arm length is different, so measure according to. So what we're gonna do now, remember I told you that the body of the cardigan is made into one with the sleeve. So now we are going to make the foundation for the body of the cardigan. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and I'm going to chain out 101 here on this side. And once I have reached that amount, then I am going to meet back with you. So guys, now I have come to my 100 chain, and I'm going to chain 1 more for my turning chain. So now that I have my 100, and this determines the length of what you want your cardigan to be. So if you want it to be shorter than what this one is, I will be putting the length on the screen so you can see. If you want it to be shorter, then you'd have to make less square for the back of it. But I want this cardigan to be long. If you want it to be the same thing, then you will chain the same amount that matches up to the length of your square. So now I am going to go ahead, yarn over, skip that first stitch, going to the second, and make my half double crochet. And we are going to continue doing this all the way until we get down to here, and we're just going to basically continue doing it to down this part here. But when we reach here, what we're going to do is we're going to attach our yarn, and we're going to chain out 100. So I am just going to continue doing this, and I'll meet you here. So guys, now I have come to my last stitch here. We will not work into that stitch. So what we're going to do is we are going to attach. So instead of opening another yarn, I actually pull my yarn from the part here so that I can just work on this side and then continue to work from the inner part of the yarn. So you are going to attach, let me just pull up on that for a little bit. So attach your yarn into that last stitch. And now that you have attached your yarn there, you are going to go ahead and chain out 100. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Continue doing that until you get to 100, and I'll meet you there. 100. So now I have come to my 100 chain, and I'm just going to chain 1 to fasten off. So I have my 100 chains there. So now I'm just going to continue working. So now I can add my one into that one that we just add our yarn into. So yarn over, going to that stitch and make 1/2 double crochet, going to your first stitch on the chains and make your 1/2 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, continue doing this all the way until you get to the end, and I'll meet you there. So guys, and now I have come to the end and I have my last stitch here remaining. And I'm going to chain 1 and turn. So we are going to work all the way down to here, go all the way across to the end of the next part here, then we'll chain 1 and just continue to work. So I'm going to do that until I get to the end, and then I will meet you back there. So I have my chain 1 and now I am just making my regular 1/2 double crochets. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end on the other side here, chaining 1, and we're just repeating the same step. If you notice that your work looks a bit crimply like this, don't worry about it. You did not do anything wrong. It will flatten out as you go along once your work starts to expand. So I did a total of 17 rows for the width of the 1/2 double crochet, and then I changed to doing the textured part here. So let me just open it so you could see. So 17 rows from here to here, and then afterwards I start to do the textured part here. So once you're at your 17 rows, or once I am at my 17 rows, then I'll meet back with you. So I'm going to continue doing this until I get to 17 rows, and then I'll see you then. So guys, now I have come to the end and I have my last stitch here remaining of my 17 rows of just 1/2 double crochets. So now we are going to chain 1 and 2, and now we're going to work on our textured rows. So into that same stitch where you just have that chain up 2, you're going to yarn over and you're going to make a double crochet there. And you're going to continue making a double crochet into each and every stitch along until you get back onto the other side. Once you reach there, I'll meet back with you. So guys, and now I have come to the end of making my double crochet rows. Now I am going to chain 1 and 2, turn my work, and now we are going to yarn over, and we're going to start off with a front post double crochet. So to do a front post double crochet, you will insert your hook like this, pull up, yarn over, and pull through, and then make a double crochet. And then you will do a back post. So yarn over, go in from the back here and pluck that stitch like this and pull up. And you're just basically going to continue doing this all the way until you get back to the next end, and then I will meet you there. So we're basically going to do 6 rows of front post and a back post double crochet, but for the second row of this, what we will do is where we have a front post, we will do a back post. So we'll be alternating. So I'm going to show you that once we are at our next row. So I'm just continue doing front post and the back post double crochet, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the next end of the cardigan, and I have my front post here. Now I'm going to do a back post double crochet. Now that I have done that back post double crochet, you will notice that the chain 2 that we did now push forward. So what we're going to do is we are going to make a front post double crochet around that. So this is how you are going to end your work. Each time you will make whatever stitch that you end up on, make sure that you work around that chain 2, because that chain 2 is going to count as a stitch, so that your work can be neatly organized at the bottom here. So you're going to chain up 2, you're going to turn your work, and into this stitch here where we have this front post, you're going to place a back post. So where you have a back post, you will put a front post. Where you have a front post, you will put a back post. And you're going to continue doing this all the way until you get to the end, and I will meet you back there and I'll show you how to do it again. So guys, and now I have come to the end and I have a back post here. So now we're going to bring that to the front and make a front post. And where you have your chain 2 here, we are going to work on that and we're going to make a back post. So just go around that stitch and make a back post. And then chain up 2, turn your work, and you see it is all lining up. So now you are going to work on a front post because we have a back post here. And then a front post here, we will go back post. A back post here, we will go front post. So remember, where you have a back post, you go front post. Where you have a front post, you will go back post. Continue doing this until you have a total of 6 rows of front post and back post, and I will meet you there. So guys, and now I have come to the end, well, almost the end, and I am just gonna make my last 2. So that's a front post, and then finish off with a back post on the chain 2. So now I have come to the end of making the textured part of the cardigan. So you can measure this on yourself. So if you want it to be a little bit wider, you can just continue making more rows. So I have 9.5. Let me just remeasure it just to see. Yes, I have almost, well, call it 9.5 inches in length here. So that's where I'm going to stop, and then I am going to chain 1, turn my work, and I am going to go ahead and do some half double crochet right around. So if you want to have more rows, you can go ahead, continue doing this, and then after you reach to your desired width, then you can do the row of just half double crochet all the way around. So I am just going to continue doing this, and I will see you at the end, and I'll show you how to join the squares into the back of the cardigan. So guys, I have finished working on the outer part here of the cardigan, and I fastened off. So I am just placing the middle part of, well, the back middle here of the squares, so you can see how to place it. And once you have placed it, then we are going to join each side together. And if you want to do the same design here as what I have, the way how I join it here, you can do that, or you can use your own style of joining the yarn. So I am just going to go ahead, attach my yarn, and then I will show you how to start joining your square. So this is what the back looks like so far. And if you want, you can go ahead and count your stitches so that you have the same correct amount of stitches on each side. I just kind of eyeball it and put the stitch marker there. So you can go ahead and do so, and I will meet with you. Guys, I just want to show you the side that I already sewed together. So this is where I did my sewing here. So it's neatly done. You can hardly see where I actually joined that. And this is what the sleeve looks like so far. So I hope you can see that well. My lighting is kind of off. So I'm going to show you how to join the squares together, because I did not show you how to do that. So let me just show you, and then we can move forward in attaching on our inner middle square. So for these two squares that I have here, I'm going to use these for the pockets, but I just want to show you how to attach your squares. So make sure that both squares are on the right side when you're attaching them, and the wrong sides are facing towards each other. So once you have done so, then you will attach your yarn into the chain 2 space. You can attach it however you feel comfortable. This is just the way how I do mine. So once you have done so, all right, to achieve this kind of joining here, you can see that well. This is how you do that. So it's basic slip stitching. So you will insert your hook into this stitch, this first stitch here, and make a slip stitch, and then you will go into the next stitch on this side, insert your hook, and pull through. It's kind of a crisscross kind of thing, and then you will go into the next one like this, pull through, take your time, don't pull it too tight, go into the next, pull through, into this one on this side, pull through, into the other one, pull through, and just continue doing this, and there is the design starting to make. I hope you can see that well. And once you have reached to the end, then you will just chain 1 and fasten off, and then continue attaching your other squares. So there it is. So let me just pull this out, and I'm going to lay these aside for now. So we are now going to attach our square, and we are attaching this on the right side of the cardigan, on the right side of the panel, and that is going to be the back part of the cardigan. So this is one side that I have here, and then once I am done attaching this one, then I will attach the other one to it, and you will just basically repeat the same steps. So I hope you can see me well. I'm not sure what's going on with my lighting. It's just a little bit weird at the moment. Okay. So once you have attached your yarn, you will basically do it just the same as I was just showing you. You will be doing slip stitches on one side, and then slip stitch on the other side, crisscrossing. So it's like a crisscross slip stitch. So I'm going to continue doing this all the way until I get to the top, and then once I get to the top, I'll fasten off and I reattach my yarn and attach the other side. So I'm going to continue to do that. Guys, now I have come to the end of sewing the other panel here. So you can see I have my hook there, so I use a smaller size hook to do my sewing. And this is the other side of the cardigan that was already attached with the sleeve. Sorry about the lighting, guys. It is showing like my red is looking a bit orange at the moment, but yeah, this is what it looks like. And now we are going to go ahead and fasten off from this part here, and we are going to sew here, but we're going to start from the sleeve. So we're going to attach the black yarn, and we are going to sew from here up to here, and then afterwards we are going to fasten off and then reattach our red yarn, and then sew from the bottom of the sleeve here, go all the way down to the bottom of the cardigan. So I'm gonna attach it, and I'll be back with you. So guys, I insert my hook on both sides, on this side and on the other side of the sleeve, and now I'm gonna give it a tie. So now we are just going to do basic slip stitch by inserting your hook into both loops on this side. It is black, so it's going to be hard for you to see, but you should be able to see what you're doing on your end. So I'm just gonna just do the slip stitch all the way up to here. Once I am there, then I'm gonna rejoin my yarn with the red and then continue to sew all the way down. So I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end of sewing up my sleeve, and now I am gonna fasten off, and then I am going to attach the red. So I'm just gonna pull it through this loop that I have here, and then give it a tie with the black. Okay, so now that I've done so, I am just gonna do slip stitches in on both sides. So make sure that you're going in the extreme end part of the end of the sleeve here to join it. Try not to go too much into your stitches. Once you get to the body part of the cardigan, it will be more easier for you to sew. So I'm just going to continue doing this. Once I get to the body part of the cardigan, then I'll meet you there. So guys, now I am in the center part of the armhole area here. So now I'm just doing my last slip stitch into the center there. Now I'm going to remove my stitch marker. So what I would advise you to do is to place your stitch markers close by, so when you're doing your stitching, you don't have one side of your work a bit pulled up. Just making sure that everything is in sequence, so you can see from here to here to here. So I am just going to continue now, slip stitch. So now we are just going to go into the stitches. So you can see these rib part here, these little thing that look like a twist. Just go into those on each side and then slip stitch. And making sure that you're not missing any of them. You're just gonna go into those little things. See right there. And slip stitch. So continue doing this all the way down to the end, and I will see you there. Sorry about the lighting, guys. So guys, now I have come to the end of joining the sides of the other part of the cardigan on the other side, and I map out where I'm gonna put my pocket. So I went ahead and I installed one of the pocket already, and this is what it looks like. So I went ahead and add some single crochet around the pocket just to give it that nice finish off. And what we're gonna do before I install the next pocket, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna do one row of red all the way around of half double crochets as we had done before, finishing off here with the half double crochet, because we want to fix this part here of the neck lining. So I am gonna go ahead and let me find my hook. Okay, so using the same 6.0mm crochet hook, we are going to chain one there, or attach your yarn. I already have mine attached, and just continue doing some half double crochet all the way around. Once you get up to the top where the square is, I'll meet you back there. So guys, and now I have reached up to where we have the square here, and into that stitch where we made our last stitch on the square, we are going to go into that same stitch and we're going to make a half double crochet, and then into the chain 2 space here we have already one stitch. We are going to yarn over and we're going to make another stitch in there and pull that closely. And if you have any tail end there, you can bring it along so you can weave it in. So let me just redo that so I can carry that tail end. And then you're going to place another stitch into that same chain 2 space, and then continue making half double crochet into the remaining stitches across here. And you're just going to repeat the same thing that we just did in the corner part here on this side, and then come down. So I will see you at the end of doing all my half double crochets. So guys, and now I've reached back to the bottom here, and I'm just gonna make my last half double crochet. And what I'm gonna do is I am gonna make half double crochet all the way across the bottom of the cardigan and to the other side here. So just continue to make half double crochet just to taper off that part there. And you're basically gonna just for this one, I am gonna add one more half double crochet into that last stitch just to kind of give it a little curve, and continue making half double crochet into the tip part here, in the extreme end part of these stitches that is lying down. So you can go into the stitch where you have the double crochet, just go into them and make one half double crochet just into each double crochet, make a half double crochet. So I'm going to continue doing this, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I'm just going to go ahead and fasten off, lay that aside, and I'm going to pull through and go ahead weave my tail end in. So I'm just gonna go into this stitch here, into both loops, and then I'm gonna kind of go into the back loop on the other side. So there it is. So it's neatly done. And now I'm gonna just weave in the remainder tail end. Okay, so now that I've done so, we are going to work on the pocket. But if you want to have the front of your cardigan just like this, you can leave it as is, but I am going to pipe it with black around so that it kind of matches with the pocket here. So for the pocket, what you will do is you will just join your black yarn here, and I use a size 5 hook, just the same size hook that I used to make the square, and just join your yarn just like this. And once you have joined your yarn, you just go in with some single crochet all the way around. Until you come back up to this side. So I'm just going to continue doing that, and I am going to go ahead and pipe my inner part here of the cardigan. Once I am done with that, then I'll just sew the pocket down, and our cardigan will be finished. So I'll see you then. So guys, now I have finished making my single crochet all the way around, and now I'm just going to go ahead and close off this square. So just as I showed you before, that's the same way I'm doing it. Okay, so now that we have closed the square off, I just wanted to go back up to the corner of this square because we will be sewing down our square. So I want to be right at the extreme top of the square there. So to measure where you want your square to be, so where we have the second square here, we're just gonna go across from there, which I mark with my needle where I want to place my square. So I am just gonna place it down just like this. Making sure that it is matching up with the join in here, and at least 2 inches away from the margin or board or the part where we joined here, at least 2 inches. So we are going to get the needle now that we have placed our pocket down, or the square that is going to turn into a pocket. We are now going to just hold it into place. And on this side as well. Now I have a needle here. I'm just gonna hold it down like here. So now that we have that, we are just now going to go ahead, make sure that it is leveled, and then start sewing. And I am going like behind the stitches just to sew it down. So I'm just doing basic in and out stitches to sew down my pocket. So you can go ahead and do so. I just wanted to show you how to line it up on your cardigan. And as you can see, I went ahead and I piped the black in the inner part and on the bottom part here. So I am just going to go ahead, continue doing my in and out stitches, and once I am done, I'll meet back with you. So guys, now I have come to the end of sewing my pocket, and this is what it looks like. So it's looking super cute, and my hand fits perfectly well there. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and fasten off. So I'm gonna weave in this tail end and I'll meet back with you. So guys, now I have come to the end of making our cardigan, and it is looking super cute. I love the way how it turned out. It is quite big, and I am not able to show you all of what this cardigan looks like, but there it is. There's the sleeve, and you can see how nicely done the sleeve is. It started small and then it got larger up to the shoulder part here. So I will be showing you pictures of what this cardigan look like. Thank you so much guys for watching this tutorial, and I hope that you were able to make one of your own in whatever size that you want to make it in. I will be listing more information in the description box so you can check that out, so you can have all your materials ready to make your cardigan. Again, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.